Okay, everybody, I'm recording now, just so everybody knows that I'm recording.
Let me get into character.
Sibilance,
I gotta get the lights
sibilance,
into character.
sibilance. You gotta get the light? I can set the lights.
I
Yeah,
like
they need to
that.
be like purple, but bright still.
Purple,
Almost
but
blue, purpley blue.
La la la.
oh, I didn't connect to it for some reason.
Oops, almost used the wrong accent.
Purpley blue?
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
Like what? Like
Nope, you have it already. You lost it.
this?
Oh, I gotta get dice.
That's that's not as good. That you there. That's it. Okay. I've got my dice. I had to hunt to find them.
I don't roll
Oh, good
dice
that I found them.
in this game.
Yeah, no
No.
dice rolling for you. Just hacking the algorithm.
How do I?
We will roll dice Thursday.
It's true.
Hopefully, the weather god didn't.
I looked at the 10-day forecast, and so far we're just supposed to get a couple more inches of snow until then, but it's not supposed to get above freezing enough to melt, and no freezing rain or anything like that is forecasted at this time.
Should I? Okay.
Right.
What about the weather on Pioneer Station, though?
I think
I
it's
think
probably about 70 degrees. Well, we're doing Celsius or Fahrenheit.
we gotta do Celsius. The universe
Celsius.
surely moves to
Of
Celsius,
course.
right?
We don't do. We
Or
do
even
meters.
Kelvin. I don't know.
What's
Yeah.
room temperature Celsius? I don't know.
36? No.
30, 32, I think, but yeah, right
Ah.
about there. I don't know. What is it? 72 Fahrenheit?
Yeah. So let's do 30.
22.
Oh, 22.
Yeah.
Well, that would be heckin' hot if it was 36 degrees.
Apparently.
Unless we're in the that certain biodome.
Oh shoot, I had a thing.
Where did I leave you guys? Where did we leave off? Where did we fade? Where did we
There it
fade to
is.
black?
I found it. Okay, so the last thing that we found was a report that said that the three victims were gamblers. They went to fighting pits, and we put in a request on Hulgan. We had done that a while ago, but we got a response that said that he was also a gambler with a long rap sheet of being kicked out of establishments. We were very sad to hear that about our new friend, who we have not yet met. And um, I think that's the last thing that actually happened. But the last thing we like actively did was we had tried to find Hulgan in his home. And that guy had come out. We'd asked for him, and he wasn't there. Um, and it turns out he hasn't been seen since before his shift, so a few days, like 3 days.
Where does a worm type creature go? Besides Soggy Pete's, right? So we were their version of a tavern, right? That's what we were talking about.
I was looking at my notes because I feel like we decided we were going somewhere, but I didn't have written down where we were going. But on the way there, oh, I remember we were going to the shoot, what's the name of that cult? The Children of the True Prophet. We were going to their
Oh, yeah.
church. That's where we were going, I think.
Yeah, that was one of our leads because we talked to the worm guy, friend of the other worm. Forgot his name.
I
I
feel like
cannot find my notes at all.
Yeah, I feel like that was where we were going, but I can't remember what we wanted to ask there. So here's what I have for my notes. I for my like the high notes. We found those three bodies. There were surgical incisions. There were these two guys in hoods watching us. You recognized them as children of the true prophet, which is a Clorn myth. Very sad that they're clinging to it. And then we we found them. We managed to cut them off at the pass and grapple with them. And it turns out that they're robot-like people, which checks out for the children thing, children of the true prophet. And so we looked into it, and we found a few different things out about that cult, including that they find blood to be primitive and gross. And one of the first things that they do in a transformation is getting rid of the heart and the blood. And then soon after that, beep boop boop, the drones that did the auto autopsy told us that the victims' hearts were all gone and they didn't have any blood. Which fit with the idea that they had kind of been dumped and not killed there, because we found them in a heap of like bodies, like they had just been tossed to the side of the corridor kind of thing in basement 89. And then one of the cultists had the receipt to the docking bay, which was
Yes.
ring 6, and it we looked into that, and we talked to Staniel, a Tamtor, who is now our new friend. He's a dock foreman, and it sounds like an Asado picked up the item. They were there for 35 minutes, and Raholgan is who we suspect because it was an Asado who picked up the item, and whatever it is, and Raholgan is an Asado. I think our current theory is that he picked up the package, but he didn't make it back to where the Asado commune because nobody's seen him since before his shift. So sometime after he picked it up, he disappeared with that item. And so we were on our way to the church, kind of chewing through all of that, when we got the information that the dead people were gamblers, and that they and Raholgan were both gamblers, but they for sure went to fighting pits.
Were their hearts harvested too?
Were whose hearts? The 3 dead people? Yes.
Yeah, their hearts were harvested.
Yeah, totally exsanguinated. And they gambled at the fighting pits, but I don't know what kind of fighting pit.
Yeah. In the church, the true prophet we're gonna look into, and I thought we were gonna maybe think about the Asado watering. I wasn't sure. It was a lead to
Right, Soggy
down.
Pete's. We were thinking about going there, but that was when we no, we were thinking about going there. Yeah.
Because he's gone, Rachaga, and
Yeah. And I have 2 harm and 2 XP. I have a little index card. I'm keeping it on. Where's my pencil?
Oh yeah,
I'm doing that just to not have to deal with the PDF for now.
Yeah. Did I take home? I think I did.
So, yeah, you guys have some options. If you want to either go to Soggy Pete's, a fighting pit, a it was the first one you wanted to do, the church. If that's what you want to call it.
I mean,
could be a dead end. I mean, I don't know.
No. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do.
Not a dead end, but we're gonna run into. They're not going to be forthcoming.
Yeah, maybe Soggy Pete's is our best bet for now, because we might run into Raholgan there. My issue is I don't think we're going to find him there, but maybe we can ask some questions about him there anyway.
Yes. And then I guess we could go to the pits to see about these.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
And crack some heads, these
Maybe this is they got into debt. They had to pay it off by fighting pits, and if you lose, we harvest your. I don't know. Maybe that's it. So we'll have to see.
Well, I think that the victims maybe were a failed transformation or something like that, because
Mm,
the first part of becoming one of
hmm
the children of the first
Ooh, excuse
prophet,
me.
I guess level ups
hmm
is to start cyborging it, beginning with the heart.
Okay.
So
Could very well be.
yeah, that's my current theory.
All right. I guess to Soggy Pete's we shall traverse.
Yeah, I will be right back. Just one moment.
Because I want to see what a Asado watering hole really looks like. This would be interesting, to say the least.
Perfect. So you wanted to go to Soggy Pete's first? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Perfect. That is not how you spell that word, actually. Sorry, dead air.
Okay. Dead air. Dead
Grace ran off. So I just wasn't thinking. Anyway, no, you guys, if you are going to Soggy Bottom, or Soggy Pete's at Soggy Bottom,
I am a man of constant sorrow.
exactly. Soggy Pete's is located in. Let's put it in B23.
You sunk my battleship. B23.
But no, you guys can make your way to basement level 23. And yeah, no, you walk into Soggy Pete's. As the name kind of implies, Soggy Pete's caters to mostly Asado clientele. It's Soggy Pete's is fairly unassuming, similar to the Asado habitat. The main entrance leads directly into a room of deep soil that is effectively the floor.
Right.
And off to the left, you'd recognize, what would be traditionally a bar. With it looks like there's three Asado, bellied up, for lack of a better term, up to the bar there. As well, all scattered throughout the room, you see. I found this picture. I'm gonna paste it in.
Nice.
To both the video and the. Does that work? Can I drag it over? No. Well, I'll do this. I can put it in the Discord.
In the Discord.
These things. Only in my head, they're like huge, almost table size. Right. And you do see Asado waiters, I guess, pouring large quantities of alcoholic type beverage into large table-like apparatus like this that create these kind of moistened, soggy, soiled spots there in the ground, kind of scattered throughout the the surface here that you guys see. And also, as you kind of walk around, you feel the soil lightly vibrating. And you would know this ultimately as what the Asado kind of experiences music that's causing that vibration in the soil on your feet. It's got a little tickle to it.
Okay.
But yeah, there's an Asado barkeep.
Guess
Serving drinks behind and also filling large kind of pail-like objects. They're basically buckets that they use that they pour onto the the tables.
Okay.
I know it's weird.
We know that Rach. What's that? Let me write his name. Rach Galen.
That's fine. That guy.
Rachgar. It's my Lochnar. And this Asado Rachgar is a patron here. Was he like a he came here a lot? Or was he trying to remember the conversation we had with the other Asado. I think he said he does frequent here, if I'm not mistaken. A regular, for lack of a better word. And because if Rothgar is, then we'll just go right to the barkeep Asado. Open up some.
I believe, that they did tell you. I don't remember specifically. I should have watched the episode today in prep, but I didn't. Yeah, no, I believe that they did tell you that their best guess would be here, Soggy Pete's.
Okay. So we will identify ourselves.
Okay.
With our hollow palm. What are we calling it again?
Palm pads.
Palm pads. That's it. Jesus.
It's okay.
You
can call it whatever technical nonsense you want. That's fine.
I like the palm pads. I think that's awesome. I think it's just so cool. Like a little Spider-Man. Like be like. Bloop. Then our security ID will come up. A universal.
Like you palm it up. You can be like, boop.
Yeah,
palm it up. Badge. Your badge number comes up.
Yeah.
Your security authorization dossier.
Yeah, exactly. Then we will speak to the tavern keep, whatever his name is, its name, and inquire about Oscar. Has he been here? Was less, all the usual type questions.
Hello.
Salut. The barkeep. He'll kind of take out its version of a palm pad, and I don't know what that looks like in my head at the moment. I'm not sure what did I decide on the picture? I found that thing. I wanted it to be like.
Do they have appendages or no?
Like, not really.
I'm
trying to do
how do they conduct? How do they work? That's what I mean. Are they like? Do they have like things strapped to them when they're working in the ring?
Kinda, yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay. Oh, that's just delicious.
Yeah.
I like it. That's fucking creepy and in terms of
It's kind of a cropped version of a monster from apparently Metroid Prime. This is just an image I found. It looked fit my idea to some degree. So
unless they have that device like strapped somehow, maybe, or maybe it's wet. I don't know how they would operate it.
yeah, let's say they
Wherever
like
it's
wear some kind of helmet or something. I don't know. I don't know.
helmet.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen. I'm just gonna let it happen. So he,
You know, I want specifics. I want biomechanics, woodworking, Michael.
wet
You
work.
know,
Yeah.
it's adapted to them specifically. Yes. So,
Yeah.
trade secrets.
Some kind of exactly. Some kind of apparatus. Their version of the palm pad. He will pull up. It will pull up. I keep gendering them pointlessly. It will pull up. And they kind of pause for a second and then look back at you. How do you persuade this barkeep to answer your questions?
Veteran is going to be very straightforward. We're conducting an investigation, and Arthgard, it is perhaps he is not a suspect, so we don't, he's not under criminal investigation at this time. But just have to ask him a few questions. Fortunately, these not been to work. So,
Go ahead and investigate a mystery with him.
Okay. Stumbling over my words today. Jesus. That is going to be an 8.
An 8, 7, and 9. So you can hold 1. But you can be less. You can be more vague with me. Ultimately, what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here? Any of those strike chord with you?
Where would Rothgar go? If when he comes here, how is its mood? So say if I have to use that question, where would it go? If I would say, when was the last time Rothgar was here, and where would he go other than work the commune here? How would they travel elsewhere throughout?
How would they travel elsewhere? How do you mean?
Like where would a Asado go besides the 3 places? If an Asado were disposed to go elsewhere.
I mean, ultimately, they can ambulate in normal human conditions. It's just their native and preferred environment is kind of this dirt surrounded atmosphere. So if necessary, they just as like he can run a work shift down at the docking ring. He can work and as I said, ambulate in and around the station as necessary for their own needs.
Okay. So it'd be more specific. Where would he go other than those 3 places, like the Asado? Their culture doesn't really. So I'm asking the tavern keeper, barkeep, if Rothgar didn't want to be found or wanted to go elsewhere, where would an Asado be the most likely destination?
So you're trying to figure out where did Rach go?
Yeah, Rothgar comes. He sucks up his soggy mud. what did he say? How is its mood? And if an Asado didn't want to just do the work commune and Soggy Peach, where else would one of an Asado would go?
Like, what are some other Asado haunts?
Yes, exactly.
What are some other Asado haunts? I don't know, the main terrarium garden in other areas. Were you asking the barkeep this question? What are other Asado haunts? You asking? Though I thought you asked like the last time you saw Raw.
Well, let's go with that.
Hogan.
Let's the last time you saw Rob.
Okay, I mean, whatever you guys want to, do. But he will tell you. It will tell you. They will tell you. Hoorah. They will tell you that last scene, he's actually able to pull it up on his security cameras. That he was last in here about 3 days ago. He wasn't particularly on staff. Why did I get that look from you when I said about 3 days ago?
Oh no, it was totally unrelated.
Oh, you're like, meh.
Yeah, no, you left a tiny piece of text at the very top of the of the Asado picture, and I gotta crop that out for my own archive.
A tiny little white dot at the top.
Yeah, unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Oh no. Anyway.
So 3 days ago.
And it appears
what
like
time? Sorry.
What time?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sense for whether that was before or after his shift.
When does the night shift end? Because it would have been about like 7 or 8 o'clock Sol time, Earth time. It's kind of a 24-hour business given the makeup of the space station, or the Pioneer station, but
So in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, at least he doesn't go to work drunk, right?
Oh.
He's very conscientious.
It's funny you say the soggy dirt, because when you're bellied up to the bar, you see like their mugs. You can get shots and mugs which are basically just watered, wet dirt, like muddy dirt that they swill back, and the kind of gill-like apparatus.
They just like pour vodka or something into
Literally, they're just like mixing it with dirt because it goes through their gills, and the gills need the dirt to.
So that's cool.
That's how the soggy thing is. Anyway, he actually pulls the pad around on you, and he shows you that he was actually in the building or he was not in the building. They were in soggy pizza, and it seems like they were carrying a package with them, or bringing a package with them. I say carrying. I don't know how it carries. I'm just gonna say it does. Yeah, a backpack. There we go.
They just tie it to their backs.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I want to say these slats at the front unfurl, and there's like little appendages that like manipulator hands that come out. It's part of how they ambulate in the dirt.
How big is the package?
It matters.
Fairly sizable. I know you want to be metric, but in my head I can't calculate right now. But no, I can do it. It's about a meter, which is about 3 feet. A meter square. Cube. A meter cube. is super dark in here. I guess I turn the light on. There we go. He'll go back and start serving drinks. One of the people will come over and or the people, one of the Asada will come over and collect one of the jug-like things on a backpack. It'll like slither up into the backpack, walk off, dump the backpack over into one of the tables where it distributes the alcohol out on the table like apparatus. And then well, it'll get back up, it'll put it back into where it came from, slither out, go back, and you'll see it return to another table that it didn't just serve. It'll then dig itself into the dirt, and it'll churn through some of the dirt in the area as a way of tidying up the dirt around the tables.
So tidy.
Perhaps you should ask the server Asada.
Absolutely, that's a good idea.
Absolutely. I mean, they'll, if you just wait around, they'll come back, and you can accost them if you so desire.
Yes, we will.
Accost is the wrong tone for this.
We are very pleasant.
Interrogate?
No. It is just a common right of inquiry.
Yeah, it's really just a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You can walk up to them, and they will. They'll tell you that they were on shift that night 3 days ago, or that morning 3 days ago.
And they specifically remember Rathka?
Yeah, because of that stupid package. It was a real pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed real anxious at the time for whatever reason with it. Unfortunately, they were. He said he was meeting up with someone, but they went off shift before. Ended up meeting their acquaintance, but they did seem very anxious. They had their package. They were keeping very close. Said they were meeting up with. Fuck, I don't. I'm trying to think of a weird name for a Asado. Bonbon. No, that's not. You can't. You can't.
Flonker.
Conquer flonker? No. Brr, brr, blurp. No. Glurp. Burlurp. Burlurp. Burlurp.
So Rathka is going to be Burlurp.
Yeah, that doesn't mean burlurp.
And this particular Asado, the server Asado, did not see the acquaintance, and those two meet up.
No, they didn't see it. They just he they just seemed
I guess we'll press the server Asado about how do they know of Burlip? Do they know of this Asado? Is this another regular? Another what's the skinny Burlip, if any?
Investigate a mystery again. What are you sorry, Mary Beth, what are you doing? I apologize.
Yeah, let Mary Beth.
Mary Beth, what are you doing?
I was just
typing. You're typing.
I mean, I'm not very good with people, so I was kind of hanging back and letting Beren do the talking. was kind of what I was thinking right now. But what I'm really doing is thinking to myself, how does this connect?
Hmm.
So,
So 7.
How does this connect? Well, I want you to think about that. What is Mary Beth
Hmm.
when she walks into Soggy Bottom? What is Mary Beth gonna do?
well, what she's really trying to do here,
As
or hoping,
Barin talks to the barkeep.
she's kind of hoping that Beren will ask the right questions, whatever they may be. She doesn't know. But what she's hoping to find out from listening to their conversations and maybe occasionally butting in is either where Rekulgan might be, what the package might be, or some kind of clue to drop about the children of the prophet. She's just hoping information will spill out of the conversations, really.
As you kind of gaze around while Barin is talking to the barkeep and talking to the waiter, the wall that immediately as you walked into the Soggy Pete's, to the right was the bar, and immediately in front was a door. And out of that door walks, it goes, or whatever. And out of it walks a cyborg type looking monk bro. Seeming vaguely suspicious, and
I'm
just
gonna
walks out the
grin
front door.
and just walk over to them. I just make a beeline, friendly, grinning, walking up.
Go on.
Well, what kind of reaction do they have as I'm coming up? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend a hand. In these times, you don't shake your hands. What you do is you put your hollows near each other, and they do like a cool animation that's friendly. And so
No
I am
contact
attempting to
society.
engage in this way.
I mean, they'll just try to ignore you ultimately and walk by. They don't, unless you try and press yourself upon them to stop them as a police officer. They will assume you're just being a pushy weirdo and move on.
I'm going to continue on that pushy weirdo angle and try to ask them about the children of the prophet. Can you tell me about the true prophet? I've heard that that's what you guys. Hey, no, really. Hey, the prophet though.
Leave me alone. No, he would. I don't know. He would just kind of push you off and try and walk off. Like, are you?
No, I won't be that pushy. I guess I'll come back.
Okay.
I do look really grumpy about it though.
Okay. Then yeah, no, you see a disciple, one of the children of the true prophet, walk, across the main bar and leave while you guys are talking to the barkeep. And
Wait, they
slash
left
waiter.
the way I came?
Yes, the
The
way
way
you
we
guys
came
came
in?
in, the front door.
Hey, Barian, I'll see ya. I'm gonna follow.
Where are you going?
Following a lead.
Do you wish me to accompany?
Well, I wasn't sure if you still wanted to talk to this person, but if you wanted to come, you are welcome, of course.
Yes, I think we should not Did you? I get. Does Mary Beth say it's a disciple that she's
Yeah,
following? Yeah,
Mary Beth will say, "There's a disciple this way. I thought I'd follow."
yeah. It's very odd that this person will be in this establishment. We should not be separated.
Okay,
So we will.
so we'll
I
go
will
together.
accompany. Yep. We may be back. Thank you for your time, Asado peoples. And we follow this like
What does this following look like? You guys,
What does the hallway look like, or corridor, or
it's
whatever we
kind of
found?
more of a corridor. B B23 is middle class. Kind of the corridors. It's kind of like it feels like you're in a mall, kind of, where only things are a little more single door entrance, not big walls of windows or anything like that. But it's got the kind of not overly claustrophobic feel of a mall corridors and
Does it have the
hallways.
same kind of like shopping booths in the middle of the corridors that you have to
Kiosky
kind of
things,
wind around?
yeah, in certain
Okay,
areas, in more open up areas, certain areas, yeah. Mm-hmm.
perfect. So then that sounds like a place where you can kind of keep your distance and try and blend into shoppers while you follow a cyborg guy.
As you follow behind them, you you see them kind of turn into this dark, uh, particularly dark corridor, we'll say, and you hear this rhythmic knocking for a moment, a door creak, and then a door creak closed, and there is no more disciple in the hallway.
Can we tell which door it was?
Yeah, there's only really one steel door.
Okay,
It's got, I want to say
just
it's like
the
that
one.
cliche. No, it doesn't need the flap. It's got like some kind of hologram, like camera thing on the front door where you like looks at you and then you knock.
Does it have a sign?
No,
So it's just an unlabeled, unmarked door.
correct.
Was it open when I try to open it?
No. In fact, if you just walk up to it and try to open it, it will you the little camera that's on the door, instead of being like a kind of innocuous white, will instantly turn like an ambery red as you just try to jimmy the door or
I'm not
whatever.
jimmying it. I'm just sort of,
As you wiggle the handle.
wiggle it. Yeah, well, if there is one. Yeah. Yes. Um. So this is someone's home. I had thought only that I hadn't been thinking that at first. Okay. Um.
Home. Okay. I'll be right back.
Or that's what it looked or sounded like from what you just said. But maybe I. Okay, this is a home now. Maybe or not. I don't know, man. He makes noises, you know. Um. Okay. It doesn't have a sign, so that's part of what makes me think it's a home. It just has like a lock and a camera.
But I think on our palm pen, we would have access to all the station schematics. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we could probably pull up. We're on B23. I'm sure we could do like we have Pioneer GPS. You know where our location is. Ping it and pull up the schematics and just get kind of, is this residential? Is this
Yeah.
commercial? And also too, I would think we'd have access to records, who leases it, who owns it.
Yep. And I was also thinking that there might be some similar way for us to um, request access.
Yes, I was
And
thinking the same thing.
I mean, there's a lot of suspicious stuff
Mhm.
happening in regards to these people. So
Mhm. Mhm. So we could articulate these little suspicion
yeah,
something. So yeah.
failing that, maybe we can get the records from the camera and get an idea of who else has been here at least.
Mm, I like that. Yeah, get the. I'm sure we could do that. That is what we'll do. Yes, all these tantalizing options.
Kind of
See.
hurt, so I'm hoping to not get into a big altercation, but if I have to, then I guess I can try and
Ooh,
heal.
yes, with your sci-fi. I mean, super tech.
Yeah, I'm sure that I have some kind of med pack capsules or whatever.
Yes, I think so.
So what's going on?
Well, we were thinking that we would look up the schematic and get an idea for where we actually are for sure. And once we know where we are, we may have further actions.
Okay. When you pull up the schematic, that door, although it appears in the schematic, uh, is unmarked, or rather, it's not unmarked. It says it leads into a utility corridor. Um,
All right, suspicions are growing. I'm gonna put in some kind of a request to just be allowed to lawfully open this door.
To override it, yeah. Because what is a access code? There's too much security, allegedly, in that this corridor.
Right. And if it's not, I don't know.
so, as you
What's
pop open
that?
your pad, Mary Beth, you
Okay.
kind of look at Barbara and you're like, easy peasy. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. You gotta manipulate your palm pad. And then it goes,
Uh-huh.
meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh. When you try to force unlock the door, as you normally would for most reasons, because there's no such thing as a warrant on Pioneer Station, so to speak. Um, so you just
I
gotta force the shit. Go, meh, 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 meh. And it basically says it comes back with an error saying command unable to execute command effectively. It was when it tries to talk to the door doesn't talk back.
Operation
There
failure.
you go. Yeah, operation failed,
Mm.
which effectively means someone has overridden and bypassed the normal command and control systems for the station here for that door.
Can I try to use
It,
some kind of high-tech magic stuff to get past that? Like,
yeah, you totally could. Yeah.
okay. I like to think that so we read this book a while ago that wasn't super great, but one thing it did have that I thought was kind of cool was an AI that you talked to in order to do programming, basically.
Hmm.
Um, and so I like to think that that kind of thing is part of how the hollow pads work.
Mm.
Like the hollow pad itself is probably something that you use mostly to communicate with other people, but you can just talk back and forth, or to see things, but you can just talk back and forth maybe with an
Oh, I
AI.
would think so. Yeah, sure.
No, not Tron. It was that shitty book we read with the AI that was, and it was all like, does reality even exist? And it had that terrible ending. I don't remember the name right off. So
Well, I was gonna say Ender's Game. Ender.
I think you're muted if you're talking. Or Michael.
Ender's Game. The later books, Eaters of the Dead. Speaker for the Dead,
Speaker. Right.
and the other ones. His AI is a kind of a living thing that kind of runs his life as he is traveling as much through time as through space in the Enderverse.
Yeah. Like a more fleshed out brain pal kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So anyway, the point of saying all of that is that I'd like to think that the way that this actually looks is kind of like Mary Beth having an argument with her AI.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, I'm going to try and use that.
Do a basic use magic.
Okay.
As use technology, kind of conflating technology. Use your AI.
Right.
Do you need another D6?
No, I have 2. I forgot that that's what I had to use. Here's one of them. Hang on.
Are those the
I
ones
had
I
the other
gave
one.
you?
Yeah. I forgot that I
Oh, then I don't have
that
it
it
in
was
D6
necessary.
because we have all.
Anyway, okay, let me roll.
Never mind.
So that's not great. That's still not great. A 6.
Level up.
Maybe you could help.
What were you rolling?
I'm going to
use
see
magic.
help out.
Okay.
And what's help out? That is a
On a 10 plus, you help them. Grants +1,
Yeah.
7 to 9.
It's cool.
It's not. It's cool. That's what I thought. Okay, so +1.
Cool.
So I'm going to try to, while she's doing her tech thing, I'm going to assist with my palm pad to see if I can find the overriding algorithm too or something. Spout Technobat. Oh my. Oh my. That. Oh,
Are we leveling
okay.
up today?
No, I misread my dice because I have a little low lighting here. It is going to be a 7. 7. 6 + 1. 7.
Seven, huh?
Yes, I am apologizing because this technology for me, I am more intuitive.
So it gives you a +1, but you both expose yourself.
Okay. That doesn't sound great, but
I'm sure my cod
brings
piece
me
is
up to a 7 too.
Tasteful claw.
It goes like the little camera light goes from that amber red and it kind of blinks, and then it goes. It goes like a green. It doesn't actually make a noise. I'm just being stupid. It kind of flashes a bit, and then it goes, locks green, and you hear like a click, like a clang, almost clunk, and you kind of feel the hinge not give a little bit. It goes and cracks open just the slightest little bit. As that happens, the door, like for the microsecond that after it creaks open, the clank and creaks open, it swings open, clearly under someone else's force, and a very large Tamtor grabs both of you and slams the door behind you. Cinematically, you see the door slam, and then the camera crank back to hard red. Now we would flip to commercial, but but instead you guys find yourself face to face with two very unpleasant looking, very large Tamtors with their claws at your necks. Why are you here?
Well, I tried to ask some very cursory friendly questions of one of your child friends. Are they called children? Do you call them children?
I thought we called them disciples.
Well, they're the children of the. I didn't know if they call themselves children instead of disciples. I don't know. Okay, disciples. They're the children of the true prophet. Children has to come in somewhere. Anyway. Okay, fine. She doesn't say that. Way to kill my rhythm. Just trying to have a friendly conversation, but you know, they just walked away very rude, honestly. So I followed. Only natural.
Perhaps I misspoke. Let me rephrase. And the claw kind of lightly scrapes across your neck. If you have hardware, it'll scrape. It'll like leave a little mark in the whatever it is, the plastic or metal that's on your neck. Anyway,
Little sparks come off.
give me a reason not to kill you where you stand.
Sure, I'll say, and I just want to take out my chain and try and be really fast and take out my chain and attack him back. But I don't know if that's a realistic thing because I can't really picture how big he is holding me and stuff. But he's got. Are there two Tamtors or okay? So we each have one holding us by the neck, right? All right, then maybe my better bet is to try another magic roll and hope it goes a little bit better using something like you know what would be funny is if him doing that actually kind of activates some kind of weird defense thing that I have set up, and so like a little of something comes out and I'm inured but he's not so much. I don't know. Trying to think futuristic.
So you wanted to trigger some kind of self-defense mechanism, some kind of like police version of an airbag?
No, not a police version. Really, just kind of Mary Beth modded.
What was your original plea to him?
My initial plea was that we were just having a friendly conversation.
With the guy you followed in?
Yeah. We tried to have a friendly conversation. He just walked away mid-talk, and you know, so we followed him. Only natural.
Berin, do you have a reason that they shouldn't kill you where you stand?
Yeah. I kind of smirking at Mary Beth, just kind of like like, yeah, we'll try to have a conversation with him. I just activate my palm pad, and then the identifier comes up, and assuming when I hit my palm pad, I'm assuming now my location, and it probably pings in the security headquarters. So when that comes up, I say, well, I have this very good reason, because if you do us harm, all of Pioneer Security Division will be here and giving knowledge to us, subject to severe. So I suggest let's go, answer our questions. Perhaps this will not be documented.
Manipulate someone. I want to roll with advantage. I want to give you a chance to get it right because I like your approach. I know rolling advantage isn't actually a thing.
Yeah. That is 9. Should I roll again? In case I roll
Sure, yeah, take highest. Absolutely. That's the point.
That will be a 9.
The 9s have returned to us.
Yes, yeah.
The Tamtor, with its claw at your neck, will stand up a bit straight, pull its claw away from your neck.
Mm.
Why didn't you say? And the other will pull back and also not claw Mary Beth's neck. However, there'll be like a little like red mark where it definitely like.
No red mark
No.
because, like we said, it was like a metal thing, so there were little
Oh.
sparks that went off.
So there's like a little scratch in the metal of your arm.
Wow. But Mary Beth is a very forgiving person. She won't even mention it. All right. See, now we're becoming civilized.
You can see
Having
that.
a
You can see that in the back of
cordial.
their eyes that they absolutely fucking hate you and would really, at a moment's notice, under most circumstances, happily, literally claw your throats out. But
Mary Beth sees that in a lot of eyes.
as the kind of tension settles in the background, you kind of hear like this announcer barking about the next bout coming up.
Ah.
Oh, this is the pit fighting place. Oh dear. Oh dang, oh dear, oh dang.
So it's a good thing you rolled pretty reasonable. Otherwise, you may have had a lot bigger issue on your hands if you actually tried to assault those. I was like, you really want to whip the Tantors right now?
I mean, I don't know. I was just explaining that that was my first inclination.
No, I know.
But I actually.
No, I know. But yeah, in the background, you hear like this kind of announcer barking the next, the next competitors coming up.
You know, my money spends just as much as yours.
Oh, so you're trying to imply that you're here to also place some bets?
At least that I'm gonna check that out. I don't know.
Yeah.
We had already said that we followed that guy, so I think that's clear enough by this point. But still, I mean, if we're here and
Yeah.
there's things to spend money on, we may as well do that while we're here.
My colleague speaks. We will reciprocate. Hospitality. We know these places exist on Pioneer Station. Perhaps they're not authorized, but this is the way things are.
Where do you think the patrols recruit from? Patrols recruit from, I was implying.
Oh yeah. So we have some business to conduct. We will be most unobtrusive. We will go on our way, and again, this incident will not be reported. There will not be security personnel here to shut this place down, because I fear if this place is shut down, it would be most detrimental to. Well,
Do you know?
No, go on. What do you want to say, Mary Beth?
Mary Beth was just gonna continue along, just beating this dead horse and saying, "Do you know that fighting is actually a cultural art in many places? It is a form of expression."
It is a martial art.
Precisely. See?
They were already, I mean, effectively convinced with the badge, but yeah, they will kind of roll their eyes and groan at your rapid fire reasoning for why you guys are supposed to be there, and they'll just like, just go. Because they assume now that you want, like, because after this whole speech and everything, that you're not gonna really, You're not there
No.
to shut the place down. You don't seem like you're there to shut the place down. A couple of random detectives knocking on the door, or in your case, breaking in, is not.
Shouldn't have tried to lock us out. You don't lock that's just wrong.
But effectively, they saw you didn't really have anybody else but you two on the camera, right? So they weren't. They don't expect the battalion to come, but the threat, on the other hand, feels very possible and or real, if you know what I mean.
What threat? The threat of them?
Like if anything happens to you two,
Oh.
that that might change immediately.
Right.
So it's best to give you at least a reasonable berth.
Well, since you said that search warrants don't exist on Pioneer Station, I kind of got the impression immediately that things are kind of rough and tumble. So I figure that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
As you walk down into this clearly modeled access tunnel that has been you can see that someone has done major reconstruction, that it kind of digs into the floor below. There's a large sand pit in the middle, and surrounding there are like these 3 tiers of bleachers all around an octagon ring. The octagon ring is chained in, and one of the, facets or whatever of the octagon is where it's kind of split, and there's a hallway for the contenders to enter the ring.
Was the sand pit in the ring, or
The sand pit? Yeah. So it's a ring, and in that ring is sand, right?
Okay, I was just making sure. Okay.
And then fence around that ring.
Right, I get that.
And then bleachers.
Thank you.
I'm a jerk. I know. And it's filled with. There's Asato there. There's Tamtor's there. Plenty of humans. The announcer is human, to the best of your knowledge. And you hear as you guys walk in, this cacophony of noise, clearly being deadened through as you look around these noise-killing kind of apparatus that like soundproofing plus to kind of kill the noise that's generated on this area. And this huge roar as you hear the announcer goes, "And in this corner, the true disciple!" And this massive hooded monk comes out. And then when he tears off his monk, you see this like cyborg bro, this huge cyborg bro with huge cyborgy muscles. And his like skin face. Clearly a disciple of the true prophet. Or sorry, a child of the true prophet. Okay, do you just want to rename it Disciples of the True Prophet?
No.
Do you just want to rename them Children of the True Prophet?
No.
Okay. So this disciple enters, and after him, this is way too on the nose. I gotta find a better name for him. And in this corner, Kronk the Eliminator. Just for fun. And there's also huge, like, beefed out, even larger than your traditional Tamtor, comes stomping out into the sands. And, like, 2 heartbeats later, you hear a ring, ring. And they just go at each other. Claws, you hear the like the toothy claw scrape against the metal of the true disciple. You see oil because of the pistons and whatever is that make up the true disciple are getting snapped and burst out and stain the sand right along with the Tamtor's blood. And finally, as they're still going at one another, you hear, the what is it? The standard boxing length. What is it? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever a round is. 12 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, I think it's probably 2 minutes, right? 3 minutes. I don't think 12
Yeah,
minutes
because
is.
it's one of those things
That's
that
a
they pause
slugfest.
it, right?
Yeah.
So the timer can stop.
Yeah. And then they break apart. Like there's this ref the human ref trying to not get absolutely destroyed on accident.
Yeah. Professional bouts are 12 rounds, where a round
12 rounds.
is 3 minutes for
Oh,
men,
3 minutes. Okay.
2 minutes for women.
That's where I got it all. Okay. Instead of 12 minutes. It's 3 minutes for 12 rounds. So yeah, 3 minutes. Clang. And they go back to their corners. What do you guys do?
Take a seat in the sands, am I right?
Yeah, we're going to survey. Beren's going to survey the crowd. He's going to try to pick out the. I'm assuming the underworld is here. Like, let's just go trophy and your kind of your criminal element, the dignitaries of the criminal would be where they be sitting, and any other disciples here watching this.
Do we recognize anyone we arrested?
Yeah. Anybody of note that could
read a bad situation, Bryn. I kind of see you too, kind of clamoring and finding a seat in the bleachers somewhere.
Yeah.
And just kind of scanning the room to some degree and the fighters for that.
You didn't say about chlorine.
Oh, sorry. Yes, they're definitely chlorine around.
All right. Is there any group more represented in particular, or are there just kind of plenty of everyone?
Plenty of everyone. There's a good mix here.
Nice.
Turns out degenerate gambling runs pretty rampant through the galaxy.
Love to see it. Diversity.
Oh, sharp. Okay. That is 4.
Oh dear. Hey, XP is good.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. Everybody looks like a criminal element. I can't tell
out.
who's who.
Not successfully, anyway.
There's just so many undesirables here.
You got any ideas, Marybeth?
I'm gonna try and look for the people that betting money is going to, the bookies. I'm gonna look for the bookies.
Okay. I want to say investigate management doesn't make any sense. Also, read a bad situation, I think, is probably the closest thing.
That is sharp. Okay. I mean, they're the same.
Biggest threat.
They're both sharp.
Fair enough. Yeah, sharp. I'll just make us. I guess I can do that. That's D&D kind of thing. Just roll sharp.
7 plus 2, so yeah, 9.
Do you have any question in particular you would like to ask, or?
I'm trying to spot the bookies, and just at the moment I'm trying to file it away. I kind of want to ask Baron what he thinks, but basically my thinking is Rahulgan owed money, and Rahulgan is missing. And Rahulgan had an interest-booking package, And maybe it would be a good idea to have an idea of who he might have owed money to. So I'm just trying to spot the different ones.
Yes. That
I'm
is
really trying to file it away for the moment and point them out to Beren.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're able to see. You see one kind of sketchy looking guy. He's over near the coach of the disciple, another monk type.
Does he look further or less far along the transformation? Can I tell with his robes on, I guess?
Not particularly, although it does look like his ankles are pretty cyborgy.
Yeah.
All right. And the one that's been fighting, he took off his robes, and we can see him.
Yeah.
In cyborg
Mm-hmm.
parts,
Mm-hmm.
and he is really all cyborg.
Oh
parts?
yeah, he's full.
Yeah.
He's full cyborg.
All right.
What?
I mean, these people sure have an interesting outlook on things.
What do you mean?
I mean, let's go to all this trouble of becoming a cyborg so I can join a fighting pit. That's what Mary Beth's thinking right now.
Well, they're all about like, you know, strong, being more than human, being stronger and fiercer and harder and.
Perhaps it's a reputation. Who knows? They have a twisted ideology.
Yeah, but Mary Beth has a very different idea of technology and its purpose than they do, clearly.
Clearly.
Well, that is obvious. Your technology is to embrace it is almost counterintuitive to destroy it, to prove a point.
Yeah. So she just kind of sees this as what a waste.
Kind of wall. You can see that Sussy Baka. Kind of. You aren't quite able to make it out, but it looks like they passed something to the coach. Briefly, and the coach looks like they pocket it. Heartbeat later, the bell rings. Bang! Round 2. Both fighters are up and at each other. Blow for blow, dodges and ducks. It's very clear that both of these behemoths are clearly augmented to the gills to some degree. It seems like the Clorn is actually, to some degree, besting the disciple at the moment.
Oh, he's fighting a Clorn. Okay.
Did I say Tamtor?
I'm not sure. I didn't write it down.
I
So
probably never said.
You're
I
good.
meant a Clorn. Claws and you know, pistons are flying. Ding! But yeah, at the call of the round 2, it really seems like the disciple is going to lose this fight. Losing a lot of fluids. It seems like he's
dripping coolant.
Yeah, dripping coolant and hydraulics all over. Seems like he's leaving a lot of it on the sand, if you know what I mean. As your kind of keen eye watches, said you wanted to watch them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were reserving. You notice the coach pull that thing out of his, whatever it was, out of his pocket. He like leans over. You can see him kind of attaboy, smack cyborg bro on the back, steel to steel. Leans in and whispers.
I'm recording it.
Something. Okay. And then kind of under the robe, he concealed. You can see his like arm leaves the inside, like the actual armhole of his robe, right? And he like pulls it into his robe. And kind of through the robe, it ministers something to the fighter, and all of a sudden there's a pep in that fighter's step. As the bell rings, you see that the disciple. It's like a whole new bro out there, and he ultimately, like he's jacked up on PCP, just tears through the Clorn, brutalizing the Clorn and leaving it, although not dead, definitely disabled. Bell rings, disciple wins. There's a lot of money that gets handed over to the bookie. The disciple was clearly not favored to win. I want to say there's like a chalk. I should have said this was like a chalkboard on the back wall because, of course, that's what's in my head, where they have the over-unders, and the disciple was not the favorite to win this fight.
Yeah, when Sussy Baka was doing his sketchy shit, and he walked over, Beren activated his palm pad, and I would assume we have surveillance type software, so he would zoom in on the transaction, recorded it, and I tell this to Mary Beth. Perhaps we have leverage now to we could cut a corner, maybe Sussy Baka.
As you zoom in, as your wetware your zooms in, as you take the footage back, like in your palm pad, you kind of zoom, and you can see in like the flesh, not flesh, but like these tiny little nanobots start to crawl all on the inside of the disciple. Almost immediately mending them and kind of putting them back together and giving them, revitalizing them. Even that this is not how pit fighting works. That basically the nanites allow real-time mending, and it effectively defeats the entire purpose of the fights. So this is illegal. This is not how. This is even in the most unsavory of places. This is, this is dirty pool, dirty business.
Right. No, it's why he won.
Yeah. They fixed the fight.
Yeah. They sure did. Quite literally.
Yes, exactly. Got me.
Perhaps we could use this to our advantage if we have to question this Sussy.
All right. What happens when the fight is over? Is there another match coming up? Is there a break?
There's a break. I'm gonna say there's like a next fight in 45 minutes or something.
Perfect. So I guess on that break is when we check out the recording. What's the bookie doing when we're done? Has he already walked away?
No. The coach and one other person seem to collect a lion's share of the bets, the winnings. Although there is no there's like a knowing nod between the bookie as you watch them, and what was it? What did I call him? The Osato that was supposed to meet with. You would recognize them as kind of under, yeah. The Osato that was supposed to meet with at Soggy Pete's. Burlurp.
That was, yeah. All right, who was Burlurp? Sorry.
He's an Osato that was supposed to meet up with.
Who did we recognize that was Burlurp? I missed that.
I probably never said, but he's kind of an unsavory Osato. He's a criminal Osato.
And we see him where?
Here.
Like in yeah, but in the stands or with
Yeah,
the
he collected a shitload of winnings
Okay.
from the bookie.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I knew I missed something. Sorry.
It's all
Okay.
good.
I guess we should intercept the burlap.
Yeah, I think we should follow him as he goes about his way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will tail him.
Um,
Let's see something else we wish to do.
no, I think that's the right thing. I want you to sweet talk him though.
Okay, I will try.
You've got a better way with words than I do.
Perhaps, yes. Let us try the soft approach, then if the hard way, you will take us. Yes. So we will follow the Asado and find a time when he's alone or less people around, creatures.
Yeah, you can catch them, so to speak, as people are mulling around, collecting bets, making bets as the bookie makes new over-unders and other type analyses on the board, giving odds for the next fight.
Mm-hmm. Is the Asado, is Burlap engaged in any conversation or bet taking, or what is it doing now?
He seems to be trying to leave with his gains.
I guess I'm gonna when he's away from, before he gets to the egress or exit, I'm going to call out with the palm head in Assad terp. We say, hold, you there's some more winnings you failed to collect.
And your Pompad, you're trying to show him what the footage, or?
In his language. I'm using the universal translator. The palm, palm head activated for translation because I don't think I can speak Asado quite well. So it's going to do my translation.
Okay.
Hold up. There's some winnings. You have failed to collect winnings.
They'll pause in their step and look towards you,
and kind of close the gap. And I'm going to make a motion to rummage through my jacket pockets, my pockets, and feign kind of fumbling around for the currency. And now when I recorded, I just got the disciple doing this. The Asada was Burlap involved in this in any way, shape, or form?
Not directly.
Like we didn't see. Did we see him with the coach?
We didn't see him what?
Was he milling? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was he around a coach when this was happening, Burlap? Was he like when the various scheme was being activated, the plan? Was he around when it was going on?
You mean when the bookie approached the coach and gave him the old fix? Gave him the fix?
Yeah. That interaction.
No, the
Okay.
Did we happen to see him wink one of his 3 eyes from across the room as it happened?
Yeah, that's what I said. There was like you could tell there was like this knowing nod kind of thing to Blurblap when they were collecting their earnings. Like
when they were collecting their earnings. Okay.
Yeah, collecting their winnings, not earnings. They didn't really earn that.
They earned it through treachery.
Well, I think my Beren's thing is to say, oh, and I have something. Oh, I have something much more worth than the winnings information. Perhaps this fight was fixed and you should talk to us before you slither on out.
How are you? I want you to. I want to manipulate someone, but
Mm.
in my head, you're like manipulating them to give you information, right? Like, how are you?
Yeah, as I say, the ruse that he has some winnings. Hold on, he got to collect. He pauses to think he's getting money, and then as Perez is going through this fumbling motion to pay him, he says, "I have something a little more valuable. Just mere currency. I have information. Perhaps this fight was fixed, and you should pause and speak to us.
Mm-hmm.
This is much more valuable." And it's like maybe life or death. No. So you should talk to us.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've definitely got his attention. I guess the question is, what are you asking him? Like, you want to talk to him about what? What do you?
I want to make sure he's receptive to talk to us. He's not going to try to get away. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't look at us, go, "Oh, cheese at the cops," and try to blast out of here.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Okay.
Do you present yourself as cops? I mean, I thought we.
No, I
established
don't.
he was
I mean, he looks at us and then he tries to make a run for us. So long as we got its attention, it's not trying to run away.
Yeah, I think
then,
he's basically trying to convince him to talk with us.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll stop and pause and talk to you guys if you guys just kind of accost him or whatever. Like, wait! I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
Is that what you guys are trying to do? Oh, I got some winnings for you or whatever. You missed something.
Well, the ruse was I got some winnings. Oh, by the way, when he's patiently waiting for the money, or like, "Hey, give me the cash," I say I have something better than cash. I have information. This fight was fixed. You should hear me out and talk to me. So don't go anywhere. Let's chat. Because if you do go away from me, you might be killed. That's the whole gist of it.
Well, he's listening. He's all mandibles or whatever.
He's all mandibles. Good. Very smart. My asado. Very smart. So Beren will say, if this fight is fixed, perhaps if I give it to the people who run the pit, your life would be. So, answer a few questions. You get to slither away and gamble. So I will inquire about a certain Asado named Rathgar. So what is your relationship with this Asado?
He plays dumb. I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, maybe he's my partner may have said his name wrong. It's Rahulin.
Yes, forgive my enunciation. It's quite rusty.
He's a dock worker, ring 6. We know you know him. He was supposed to come see you. Yes?
I do not know what you are talking about. I don't know what this voice is, but it's his voice.
I don't either. I like it works. It's better than that awful flappy noise you made before, so just
Yeah, I didn't like it. Made it a pain in the ass to say anything.
It was too slurpy. Okay. He's just continuing to play dumb. Well,
if you don't have money, and then he begins to leave. They begin to leave.
I have something better. I think it's time to show who. I look at Mary Beth. I'm like, we tried the civil.
Unless you have something to actually accuse me of.
So I will.
Mary Beth will nod at you.
Berin
So I
or
will.
me, or are you talking to?
No, I
Berin.
identify myself. With the palm thing, identify myself and say, "This is how it's going to be." You could have answered our questions. Now we have to make it semi-official, most distressing, and for my. So, you are involved in a fix of this fight. Perhaps I give the people who run this footage, which I recorded, and you take your chances with them, or you cooperate with us, answer our questions about Tarafka and your meeting with him, and perhaps you will not face any consequences.
Okay.
Or I can shut this place down and you make it a snitch. Let me say you did. Many options to do not wish to be this way. You have foster.
Okay. Go ahead and manipulate someone.
Okay. That is a 10.
Woo woo.
Woot. I love you, Bone Dice.
Listen, I I just had a good tip. And he's gonna tell you. Are you asking about Blorn? What are you asking? Like, what do you? I guess you're blackmailing him for what?
Well, I'm blackmailing him. Say, look, tell us what you know about Rothko. You're supposed to meet him. He has disappeared. What does that? What was the purpose of your meeting? What was it about? Or if you don't want to be straight with us, then we have options to either release this video of Vix, implicate him, and let rough justice occur, or or I can say you're impeding an investigation. We could place you under arrest, or let word that you were talking to the police, to the security divisions, and let that let that kind of get around the Pioneer Station and see how long you last. So,
Okay.
It's not uncool to talk to the cops though.
Right.
Mary Beth just puts that in partway through your.
Will you come with me? And he'll start to try to leave.
Where are you going?
Great. Well, now we're getting somewhere.
You head back over to. He heads towards Soggy Pete's. They head towards Soggy Pete's.
Burlurp heads that way.
Burlurp heads
Away.
towards Soggy Pete's.
Burlurp?
How far away is Soggy Pete's? How many minutes?
A 2-3 minute walk down the
Okay.
corridor. Why?
I was gonna have Mary Beth just make really kind of awkward, probably at this point, friendly conversation on the way there, and I was hoping it could be at great length, but it can be 2 or 3 good solid minutes of her trying to engage her new friend Burlurp in conversation. Do you come to these often? I noticed there were a lot of people there. That was fantastic. I'm gonna have to come more often, you know? It was a lot of fun. Did you see how that guy went down in the 3rd round? Like when the disciple just slammed him. That was crazy. I didn't think you could slam a clorn.
Very exciting.
Absolutely. Too bad it was all a scam though, huh?
Just needling him with this kind of amiable conversation.
Yeah.
The door, whatever. Yeah. The doors to Soggy Pete's open up. He kind of wiggles through, and the back door opens. You guys follow through.
Well, as we go through, though, I wave to the bartender and also probably to somebody else that I made significant eye contact with before.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go through. And this is the way that the disciple came through
Mm-hmm.
into the bar
Right.
before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Traveling.
You guys are now in this back room. The mood lighting is a little different in here in that you don't feel the vibrations of the music.
Mm-hmm.
The lights here are very low, almost red, crimson in color. You do see a small. This is a smaller room. In the back, you do see what looks to be more of a private bar, and behind the bar, you recognize one, whatever his name was, the.
Not Daniel! Oh, Rahogan! We have been looking for you, Rahogan. So good to see you. Hi.
Brogan. I think we have the final two.
Oh, don't make me.
What did he say? I didn't
To
hear
your
that.
I think
side,
we have the
two.
final two. She's gonna reach back for her chain. That sounded ominous.
Yeah, the hackles are.
As you kind of look, you do notice that there is a large pitchers, 3 pitchers of blood, and what look to be a collect 3 hearts and a large blender.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm gonna take out my chain and, assuming nothing immediately happens, just hold it casually as I ask, what you doing there?
In this giant, like, Vitamix size blender, he takes one of the pitchers and one of the hearts, and he blends them together into a heart blood puree, a hot heart blood puree. To that, he adds a bit of you aren't really sure, some kind of liquor, you assume, to it.
Asado
so-
juices people.
So they're actively trying to do something that looks very suspicious. I'm gonna say stop. Now stop that. Do they stop that?
No, they don't
Okay,
stop that at
I'm
all.
gonna hit one of them with my chain
Then there we begin.
to enforce my stop that. I mean, this is the approach that I think
Yeah.
we've come
yeah.
to.
Well, obviously they're harvesting these hearts to make asado juice.
Yeah, which is a lot worse than what I had been thinking of transformations going horribly wrong. No, that's not it at all.
Yeah,
We're
this
just
was like
eating people.
this is a little bit of a 180.
Mary Beth is really glad she didn't go with the idea she'd initially had coming to Soggy Pete's of trying one of their drinks.
Yeah. Yes.
Truth.
She tries to do that with most cultures, but
This is disturbing.
yeah, she didn't do it with the mud this time.
So as dutifully does his barkeeping duties as the mix master in the back, he continues to make his blood heart purees. Go on.
I mean,
And
I would.
as that happens, blurp blap, you feel next to you the ground kind of shimmer, or not shimmer, shake, and out of the ground pops two more Asado.
Is that before or after I hit one of them with my chain?
This is I'm doing a little more theatrics. I'm having all this happen, and then he does the blending, and then the guys come up, and now he did his thing, and now you can act.
So there are 4 Asado in here. 2 of us.
But I will have to. Sadiq LG assist us.
Sorry? Oh, Sadiq.
Sadiq will have to come into this.
Okay.
Because I fear we walked into a trap.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I already said that I wanted to hit one of them.
She hits
so-
whatever. Yeah, Mary Beth goes.
Do you need to do kick some ass?
Okay, cool.
Which one are you attacking? Just one of them in front of you?
Well, the closest one, because I said stop that, and stopping that didn't seem to occur. So
Fair enough.
I'm gonna hit the closest one,
Okay.
which is that. Ideally, I'd really like to hit the one doing the blending,
That's
Rahulgan, but I kind of thought he
Rahulgan.
might be. I didn't know where he was. Where can I hit him? Or does that?
He's about 30 feet behind a kind of a smaller private bar.
So
where
that's
he's
a
doing the
no.
blending,
I'm gonna hit the closest one. Which one is that? Just so I can
In my
picture.
mind's eye, Blurp Blap was ahead of you. You were following him effectively, and when he stopped, he kind of turned around, and then the two bros rose up. So the one closest to you would probably be, I don't know, if you were on the left, to his one on his right, their right,
So they appeared in between us, or
kind of to the both sides, the left and right of Blurp Blap.
gotcha. I'm gonna hit Blur Blap.
Oh, you're gonna hit Blurp Blap.
Yeah, if he's only a little bit further back, then I want to hit him because I'm more annoyed at him.
Okay.
Okay. That's probably not the best idea, but I feel like that's what a champion would do. Right, Chuff. Chuff is something I'm actually not great at. Okay. I forgot that about this character.
Yeah, I just remember too.
7? No. No, that's a 6.
Oh my. Well, I see that maybe Mary Beth is faltering a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So I have prepared to defend.
Okay.
So, but wait a minute. I suffer 1 harm less.
You know what? I'm actually hurt, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fix my bad roll and use a luck to do it.
Okay.
I don't love doing that because A, luck, and B, my chosen special for that is when I spend a point of luck, the keeper will bring my fate into play, and I don't really know what that means. But it sounded ominous,
Gotta
so I
like
didn't
the
like it.
spooky.
So I just wanted to throw that out there, but I have spent a luck, so I need to track it on my index card real quick.
You get to decide what sort of fate is in store for you. Pick how you found out about your fate. What am I? For your luck, you get a what?
Yeah, at the top.
Mark
There
look.
it is.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, as you kind of glance behind Glorglap, Blurblap, the main bro,
Uh-huh.
you're part of a cult, right?
No,
What
It's
are
an
you?
organization.
I'm part of an organization that
Mhm.
encourages uh, understanding of other people's cultures, generally treating others with respect, and that kind of good thing. And if we think you're not doing that, then we totally shun you and try to ruin.
So, over your shoulder, you see this um this artifact that is actually of Clorn origin. Um, it is it's a Clorn sacrificial altar that they used to um sacrifice their enemies, and they would drain the blood of their enemies onto the sacrificial altar, and it would spread out all onto the altar. It just so happens to be beautifully well crafted for the also the purpose of distributing. In this case, you would imagine the blood heart puree of one hungry Asado. You recognize it to be kind of a evil nature. It has been known to it well, yeah, it was used to sacrifice the souls of countless Clorn, and you would begin to recognize this Asado ritual as like an old Asado blood cult. It originally started with animals, like long ago. Clearly, they've graduated to more, I don't know,
Higher life forms.
higher life
You
forms.
can say it. You can say it.
This must be the story.
Mary Beth doesn't hear you.
Yeah,
Anyway, she's not a vegetarian. She just likes.
they've
anyway.
escalated a bit.
Yeah.
Is there
Sounds like
power
it.
radiating from this? Is it this altar? This is the artifact, right? That we've been looking for.
Presumably.
Yeah, does it look to be about just shy of 3 feet
Yeah.
or a meter around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We should destroy this thing.
So, what happened when I hit that guy? I spent my luck to hit him effectively.
What is your damage?
Oh, right.
What is your type and everything?
Yeah, so it's 2 harm, magic, area. That's the sort of tags.
So what? How does I've never really thought about area. How does area play? Is that like area of effect because it's like a whip? You hit all of them or a couple of
I
them?
was picturing it as covering an area, but I don't know whether or not it would actually realistically hit 3 big worms near each other. I don't know. That's it's hard for me to visualize how big the Asado are yet. I haven't got a
I
great
want to say they're
picture of that in
about
my head.
5'6" to 6'5".
Like in length or height? Are
Yeah.
they? Do,
In full height, they could like that's what I mean, like 5'6" when they're kind of in their
reared up?
yeah,
Like
reared up. Yeah, like
is that
snaked
okay?
up. But if they go full erect, if they try to go full hot dog, they would be like 6.5 feet taller. So
Okay.
Okay, full hot dog.
Full hot dog. I like that. Full hot dog.
Okay.
um
So yeah, it's 2 harm, and then my thing that I'm gonna do for the fact that I got a 10. I forget what my options are. Actually, I have to pull it up real quick. Unless you just have it up. Hunter
how does
reference.
armor work again in this game?
It removes a harm for each piece of armor. I don't know if magic counteracts that or not. I know that there are things that do, but I don't know if that's one of them. I think it just makes it so you can hit things that resist non-magic, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna keep shooting myself in the foot. Saying it's not the one that would be good for me.
So I'm gonna treat magical as conflating tech. Your whip kind of wraps around both of them, and these kind of electrical digital tendrils kind of seep in briefly to the, what did you call this? The Langstrom field that the worms are using to protect themselves.
Cool.
So it goes, and it actually zaps all the armor off of both of them, because it's two, right? Two
2
damage.
harm.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
harm. So it it zaps all the armor off of two of them.
Zoop.
So for Blurt Blap and number one, henchman number one, henchy one, are de-armored. Yeah, you can see this like sparkle as they're like this brown almost. In my head, it's very original Dune movie. This kind of hazy brown armor that flashes when it hits. You can kind of see it like sparkle out and fade out when you strip it from Henchy One and Blurt Blap. Berin.
As I see now, we're trapped,
Mm-hmm.
kind of ish. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to summon Sadiq LG,
Okay.
the Gray, to come in because he will help me defend.
Okay.
I want him like this altar. Is this altar radiating any kind of power, or is it just kind of as itself? There's no,
To the
like,
best of your
glow.
knowledge, it is currently, from what you could tell, inert.
Because I want LG Sadiq perhaps to try to destroy it or take it back with him. It's not cumbersome to the bubble dimension.
The Shadow Realm.
Yes, the Shadow Realm.
The gray zone.
Altar.
Oh no, the Gray Zone.
The Gray Zone, yes.
In Tommyknockers, they called it Altair 4.
Ooh, the Tommy.
How does this work? Is this like use magic? Is this, I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah, it's kind of, we have to define his powers. We have
What
to
is
kind of
your
have
character type?
It's I'm the searcher. It's the guardian.
Like how
It
the
is
divine
page,
can get like a little divine
yeah,
ally.
page
He gets
52. You have a mystical ally, perhaps a spirit. We have an alien who helps defend you. Define them and their powers within the key agreement. So I've defined him as a gray. I think his powers are, we're working it out that it's a lot of it's telekinesis, like a lot of the mind psionics. His power.
Mm-hmm.
So and we did kind of come to the concept that it's a bubble dimension. Like the bubble dimensions where all these other dimensions kind
Okay.
of kind of rub against each other, go back and forth. So my thing was to have Sadiq come out. But it says defend, so I don't know if he can offensively. So that's a question. If he's going to defend, then he'll just defend me, and he'll use his psionic attacks on the Assad. I don't know if he could really act independent. It really doesn't specify. It says defend. So I guess if we're going to go strict interpretation of what's written, so we
It says, is this part of prepared to defend? What am I reading? I'm looking at the searcher.
Guardian.
Guardian. I think this is searcher.
Define.
No. Go.
Oh.
The searcher is the playbook. The move is guardian. It's on the far right.
Yeah.
Third one down.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You have a mystical ally, perhaps a spirit alien or cryptid who
Helps and defends you. Okay, so he can help. So he can actually, if he can kind of use telekinesis to lift that altar up and take it away. Maybe we'll take the fight out of him. I don't know. They seem this is their relic. If he can.
Sure. Is this like a blanket move? Am I expected to?
Well, within the parameters, it says help
and defends you.
So, again, it's how much can Sadiq really do? I guess we have to figure out.
Sure. Give me
can do and not can do.
Just roll me 2d6 and tell me what number you get.
Okay.
Roll weird.
Okay.
2. 1.
Oh my! 5. It's another. Fuck. Good duck.
You know, like as you said that, I realized how limited we are having just the two of us because there's only so much help you can get.
I know. I'm gonna use a luck.
Good way, challenging.
Yeah, it is challenging. Yeah, but I'm gonna use a luck.
Okay.
All right. What's your luck thing?
Let's see here.
Look at us burning them.
No.
Where does it say the luck?
Searcher.
Luck. Mark luck. Change rule 12. Searcher special. When you spend a point of luck, your first encounter comes up in play. How did your first encounter? Because like, how?
My first
how does? I apologize, but one second. When it's if Sadiq can pop out of nowhere in my head, if you're gonna have a flashback, Sadiq needs to how does Sadiq originally pop out of nowhere and introduce themselves to you? Because your first encounter comes up in play. That just sounds like it.
No, it's how if you look in the playbook and it says your first encounter is one strange event started you down this path, sparking your need to discover the truth beyond the unexplained. Mm-hmm. Decide what that event was, pick a category below, and take the associated move. Then tell everyone what happened to you.
So what happened? Like, I guess in some way, I don't know. It asks. It just says.
Which one did you pick?
I picked the psychic event. Your mind is awakened. You may act under pressure to use this sensitive, weird move, which is page 52. So I can open my mind. I'm sorry, page 21. Sensitive. When you open up your brain to the psychic environment, roll weird. On a 10 or more, you gain a definite impression, a vision, tangible aura, overheard thought, etc. about something important. So I guess I what happens is when I use that move, it opens up all the psychic energies. So I suppose when Beren was on his path to find the truth at the end of the universe, he had the ability to be in tune with the cosmos, and he happened to cross paths with Sadiq.
Okay.
And, kind of like this, the Greys, like we said, the Greys are always looking for knowledge. Sadiq is kind of, because the Greys are kind of, we said about the abductions, they just kind of they explore, take people, creatures, things, do their thing, and just have little regard for them. They're just specimens. Where Sadiq is a little different. He wants to know a little bit more. So perhaps as the two converged, at whatever farthest point in wherever.
Is Sadiq playful, or is Sadiq? What is Sadiq's attitude?
His attitude is definitely not of a traditional Grey, so he can attribute, since he's been in connection with veteran, he has come to appreciate human emotion and all the complexities, varieties of the human condition. So he finds very interesting is emotion, is playfulness, is humor. So he can definitely be playful when he wants to be serious. Because I mean, I would think too. It's again not that we're unique, but as human beings, you have all these emotions, all these complexities. I would think that would be something to really feel and explore if you were an alien race that really don't. And I think Gray's kind of, if we're going to do trophy, Gray is kind of cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of scientific, cold, and so yes. My long-winded answer is yes.
In my
Sadiq
head, is Sadiq like this portal kind of wishy-washy fades in, and Sadiq pokes his head out.
Yes.
At you, Barin, and
yeah.
I guess he like looks at you and he like points at the altar thing. He's like, that,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that,
Barin nods.
that
So we can
that thing.
Yes.
It like
we
walks
can talk
over
about.
behind them while they're all fighting you guys.
Yes.
Lifts it up. And walks into the portal. And it goes boop.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's
Because you used your luck.
Yes.
You get exactly what you want, which it sounded like you wanted the altar to disappear for
Yes.
all intents and purposes.
Was there any blood going into it? Is it like
Not yet. That's
goopy?
what.
Okay, that's good. I was just making sure. Excellent. It had not been pre-gooped for poor Sadiq.
Yeah. Poor Sadiq. Yeah, it doesn't have any blood on it. Well, it might have some like old crusty blood, old chlorine blood, that kind of thing. Crusty old chlorine blood. Those are your two moves?
Yes.
The Asado that you de-armored is going to snap at you. Mary Beth. How do you do opposed fighting? Can you defend yourself, or do you just take damage? I don't remember anymore. It's been so long.
I think usually they roll kick some ass too or something.
No.
Or no, don't keepers have moves for attacking?
Yeah, I thought so. Let me make sure. Close. There we go. Oh, each time anyone gets hurt. Oh, that's not. I think I just hit you guys.
I mean, I think so too.
Yeah. It's just.
It would just be cool if you didn't, though.
Yeah, the Asado latches onto your arm with its disgusting teeth, and you can feel it pierce the cybernetics of your tattoos and your skin. Like internally, like your brain registers notifications from your components that are like error,
Ugh.
malfunction, error,
I
malfunction.
hear the casing of one of my mods
Yeah.
crack. Ugh, that's you
It
don't.
just
You hate to hear it. You
Yeah.
hate to feel that. You hate to have that happen. My arm feels mangled.
Exactly.
Is that
Yeah,
one
you're
a
getting
harm?
like
How
critical
many harm?
notifications in your. What's that?
How many
2
harm is
harm.
that? And also, can you use protect someone to protect yourself? No, harm to another character. Not a thing. So I'm unstable.
oh boy.
Unstable. Why were you already hurt?
Yeah.
My index card says that I was already hurt. I don't remember.
Oh, that's right. We didn't actually give you. You guys aren't really safe at the moment. You didn't really have a safe point.
I probably should have healed that, but I was hoping that I wouldn't immediately get into a fight
No, it's all
confrontation,
good.
and then. But I am, and I'm gonna roll with it and attack.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna use magic to try and use one of those cryocast capsules on that Asado's head.
Okay. Do it.
And I'm hoping that will be very unpleasant for him if that works out. Where are you? Here I am. Yeah, nope, that's 5.
Oh god.
The good news is I level up though.
It's good. Use a lot.
As Blurt Blap sees that you are currently being bitten by his henchy, he's going to attack Barin.
See,
No.
Oh no. If
Henchman,
you would attack,
you
as it's
Go
coming
on.
at me, I'm gonna say, I have your altar safely tucked away. Any more harm comes to myself, comrade, it will be destroyed. Look upon it. The altar is gone. I have made it. I have absconded with it. Kill me or my compatriot, you will never see it again. If it is of value to you, you will cease and desist all these hostilities.
Bites you for 2 damage.
Oh, you bastard.
Barin.
Or that I have to retaliate.
I deeply apologize. I must use the restroom. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Mhm.
You retaliate.
hey Brian,
Yes.
which do you think I should take for my level up? Invincible or resilient? With invincible, I always have 2 armor, but it does not stack with
Okay.
anything else. And then
And resilient.
resilience means that I heal faster, so anytime I have a harm healed, I get an extra point back, and my wounds count as 1 harm less for the purpose of the keeper's harm moves, but I don't know what that part means.
I think resilient sounds a little bit better, right? To
I think
me.
it sounds better for healing, but the other
Yeah.
one's better for not getting hurt, and I don't know which
Mm.
is better for the short term at the moment.
I think the healing's better at the short term.
Yeah. Okay. Because then I could maybe try and use magic to heal myself. I'm just afraid they're gonna hit me, and I'm gonna.
I know. I'm thinking that we might have to call 911, like hit the emergency button on our palm pads, because now are we? See, the whole thing is this? Are we gonna play this when Josh comes back next week? Are we gonna be still here in this
I don't know.
scenario?
I think we're
Mm,
gonna maybe. I feel like this is something we're probably gonna play sometimes either way, but I don't know if it's something we'll play with him or not. I think he likes sci-fi, so maybe,
okay,
but I don't know if he's attached to his character more or likes that kind of theme more.
gotcha.
I
Okay,
don't.
we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, yeah, because I would take the healing for now if we're going to go beyond this, because this would ostensibly would be if we were going to go back to Radriel and Iggy and Dr. Thorners and this whatever happens. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go with invincible.
Yes,
Because then if they hit me now, they have to do
right,
more than 2 harm for it to hurt.
right. Okay, then I guess I just to play all options. I guess my next move will be to call for help on a palm pad.
Yeah. I'll
That
try
because
and
I
heal
have
up after this though some.
yeah, because I have Beren's this martial arts, and I only can do 1 harm with my martial arts training. So unless I call Sadiq back out, he starts doing psionics on them. Um,
What about, do you have magic stuff?
no, no, don't.
Oof. Hmm.
I'm thinking that's what's gonna have to be is call for 911 on our
Yeah, there's a
palm
lot
pads.
here. That's
Yeah,
a
I didn't
lot of.
expect this big confrontation, so I guess to try to stay alive, otherwise we were dead.
Yeah.
Like I said, so I'll do that. I'll call for help, see how fast help can get here, and then I guess Sadiq's gonna have to come back out and do some mind tests or something.
Mhm.
I guess they're being. I thought their artifact taken away, maybe to give them pause, but I guess not. Miscalculated.
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh my. We shall see. Yes.
I'm leaking coolant now, I guess. Sadness. At least it wasn't my legs though. Those are really expensive.
Yes. Let's hope it doesn't get too crazy.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at my moves to see if there's something else I can think of to do,
Yeah, I
but I
looked
mean,
too.
we
I
took
have
the altar. So we messed up their ritual. If we can
maybe.
somehow back out of here and flee,
Yeah, I think that's the
then
plan. We're gonna have to make a run for the door. Um,
yeah,
yeah, 'cause I don't have
I
really have moves to help.
I I will stand and like try and hold the way while you go, and then I'll follow after you.
Well, actually, I can. My move is um, I could when I could use prepare to defend. Uh, Whenever you suffer harm when you kick ass or protect someone, you suffer 1 less harm. So I could do that. Have you make it go. If they attack me, at least I get 1 less harm.
Yeah, but I have 2 armor, so if they
Oh,
hurt
okay.
me, I also
Gotcha.
have this thing, and
Oh,
so
Oh, okay.
So I think that would be in accordance with my heroic thing. You are the champion.
Yes.
And so
Okay.
trying to maybe get +1 forward so that if we get more crappy rolls, I can.
That sounds like a plan. So we'll make way for the door, call 911, help, 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 and try to get out of there.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the plan. Let's see what happens.
As long
He's
as we get out
down.
of here into safety, I think we've basically busted this operation. We just have
Yep.
to send people here quick, 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 because
Yep.
if they don't get here quickly, I'm sure it'll also disappear. At least from here.
Yes. This is correct. Who knew the Asado were the evil ones? Here I am thinking placid, worm-like creatures. Work,
Oh, hey now,
commune.
hang on. The acts of these Asado do not speak for all
Oh, for
Asado.
all of this is true. Yes, this is true. This is true.
Look into those eyes. Those beautiful amber brown eyes.
That's true. We just happened to stumble on the Asado blood cult.
Yeah, yeah. Gambling, it's a gateway.
Gambling is a gateway to blood cultism.
Truly it is.
Yeah, so one character I don't have that doesn't have magical. And it is hard when there's only two of us. If you have that third person, it always makes it the odds are not.
Yeah. I mean both ways are fun in my opinion though.
No, yeah, because this gives it a sense of urgency, and then you can't just try to fight your way out of every situation.
Right.
Sometimes you do have to make a tactical retreat.
Yeah. I mean we've had this 2-player game and then we have a 3-player game and a 4-player
Yes.
game. So it's just a nice variety.
Yes, it is. Good. It teaches you, you have to think different when there's only two of us, so you can't always be utilizing brawn and moves.
Right. Although now I am invincible of
Now you can use it. Boom, boom. Excuse me.
Rise, so great desk. Rise. um, headset. That'll be helpful. Oh, my apologies. Excuse me. You guys were being aggressively accosted by Asado.
Mm-hmm.
True. That did happen. I picked up invincible as my move on my level up.
Okay.
And that just gives me 2 armor all the time, but it doesn't stack with anything else.
Okay. Armor all the time. Armor all the time.
My girl likes to armor all the time.
Armor all the time. Armor all the
Okay, you
time.
guys. I don't know the song, so that's
It's Eddie
weird.
Murphy's hit "Party,
Party
all
all
the
the time.
time."
Party all uh-huh. Okay.
When you think Eddie Murphy, you don't think pop artist.
Party all the time. Pop
Party
artist.
all the time.
So yeah, the Asado.
Yes,
There
we're
are 4 of them.
getting the flock out of here.
So yeah, Rolgen is still going about. He's created now 2 full heart blood purees. He is moving on to the 3rd. Plop the heart in, glug glug the blood in, toss in some spritz of whatever the heck that stuff was,
Mm-hmm.
and so this background of like the Vitamix in the background while you guys are fighting these Masato. Excuse me.
I think it's time to make a tactical retreat.
Yeah.
Beren is gonna use his palm pad to basically call for help at his
Okay.
location. And we are going to make a tactical retreat to the door to get out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like stand in between him and the Asado as much as I possibly can. I'm trying to make sure that he can get out, and then my goal is to follow him and hit any Asado who come too close.
As I said, the door closed behind you guys.
Right, but it wasn't.
And then the little camera over it went hard red. Like it locked.
You're saying it's just not gonna. Okay. Is there any other way out, or are we just gonna die here? Is there any other way out? Can we?
I mean,
I
have no intention to kill you guys. Can you think of creative ways to get out of this situation? No, I know.
That was me exaggerating. You're fine. But is there?
What was that, Bryn?
I guess that's a no.
Well, my other next option would be, Beren does the 1-1. Hey, we're under attack. Whatever location, emergency assist, security officer, wherever, just kind of goes on location. Okay. So that's going to take time to get here. So, is there any other way he's going to kind of have to withdraw, back up, get it out of reach from the Asado, and see if there's any other way out that presents itself? If not, maybe I could summon Sadiq again and go. I don't know if we could go through that bubble universe. To go with him as he creates that portal to jump.
I'm not trying to kill you. I'm more than willing to entertain any kind of ideas that are like either technobabbly or
I was just being hyperbolic. I apologize.
No, I get, but I also see the situation. Like I don't mean to be rude. You walked into a trap, as Beren said. You decided to follow a disreputable Asado into an Asado enclave onto their home turf, effectively.
No, I get it. I don't know what you think I don't get. But yes, we are here. What about Brian's idea? Or Baron's?
I mean, he said he would call the cops, for lack of a better phraseology.
Well, it's just officer, so if we have a distress.
But as he said, that's going to take a hot minute.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
So then we'll do that. I'll summon Sadiq back, and he's going to do some mind fucking psionics on him to come out. I summons him to come back, and we need your help. Come back and to defend at least me. You know what I'm saying? If he can't defend everybody, he's just like, I need your gray mind powers.
Okay. do you need to roll for these things? Like I said, I guess I just don't know what that.
Again, this is I think would be if he comes out to again, his powers are more mind, so it would be a mind attack. So would it be weird? I would say it would be rolling weird. Would he be symbiotic with me? Would he get a +2 to weird? So if I roll for him to kind of
I guess
mentally,
I just
that's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Yeah. You picked
the Guardian. Define his
Guardian.
powers. His powers are more mental, like telekinesis.
Okay.
I'm saying psionics because I'm going old school.
Mm-hmm.
Like mind. Like he would use his mind to like incapacitate the Asado to make them just quivering masses of jello, whatever his attack. So basically, he used magic, but it's his mind. So
Like
whatever.
trying to stun them, kind of thing.
Stun them, yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess I just not sure what to roll. Is it use magic ultimately, or
I would say it would be weird. So like if we're gonna use magic, it would be like a use magic roll, and I guess the consequences.
I guess roll weird. Magic. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Weird. Roll weird.
Okay, that's 8. If we're gonna use the +2, or if we can do straight. So if it's straight weird, it's a 6. It's a failure. If it's
no, +2 is fine. I roll weird. Roll your normal that's weird for your pluses with your pluses.
So it would be a glitch, right?
Sure.
Magic. A short duration.
Sadiq, how do you want Sadiq to attack? You said with psionic powers, or is this?
Yeah, that's like again, as a typical gray would be, I think, mind. So he would emerge from his bubble universe, that shimmering portal. I think Barrett and him can communicate telepathically, or very few words. Barrett is in trouble. I guess to Burlap, who's striking me, would be to stun it, to incapacitate. So it would be kind of a mind attack, a psionic attack to the Asato's nerve center.
For the next, in my head, round, all the Asato in the room are effectively psionically stunned. And incapable of acting. So that brings us back to Maribeth.
All right, if they're for the moment stunned, then I'm basically gonna try to use the same kind of hack I used before to get the door open. I'm hoping that because I did it before, I can do it again and faster.
Okay. Roll with +1,
I guess.
Because you've done it before. Weird with your pluses +1.
Oh, then that's 11.
Because it's magic. It's used magic, right? Weird. We've already established.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That's super tech.
Yeah,
super magic. Super tech.
11, huh? So
nice.
Yeah, you're able to do an immediate about face, and the light goes, it flashes, blink, blink, and goes green, and the doors slam open, leaving you with three Asato, or an assortment of Asato just kind of turning their head to the door. With the barkeep that you met earlier looking back at you as well.
Oh hey. And I'm gonna try and like keep it open and stand there to give Baron time to get through.
Yes, so I
Um,
hustle.
like a champion would.
Okay.
Which I think makes me dutiful. Like that thing.
When when
I
your
agree.
fate rears its ugly head and you act in accordance with any of your fate tags, either heroic or doom, then mark experience if it's a heroic tag. Take +1 forward.
But I don't know if that's supposed to be specifically like when my luck thing is engaged and like my fate comes into play, like if it's restricted to that stuff. I wasn't sure.
I would think it needs to be, but I don't know because then
Okay.
it kind of seems not so easy to use. Because if you have to spend it with every time you spend it with a luck, if you only get to use it when you spend a luck, it doesn't seem that great, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what fate rears its ugly head necessarily.
I'm sure there'll be other shit
Okay.
situations, but yeah.
But yes, my question is whether I can use it here.
Are you just trying to get experience from this? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm really mostly trying to get the +1 forward.
Um,
And also use my champion status to look cool.
what?
What?
Is your fate a heroic one?
I mean, my fate is. See, under your fate, I've got that the ancient cult found me, my organization, really. And then under heroic, I've got you are the champion and magical powers. And under doom, I have the loss of loved ones and sympathy with the enemy. But you're the champion feels kind of vague, and so I wasn't sure how that exactly
That's I
works.
don't think you get the four. I'm gonna think about it, but
Okay.
I'm not sure you get the first one. Barin, the door behind you slams open as Mary Beth has, uh, hacked the door open in a far more digital, cyber punky kind of connotation
Yeah.
A lot of you.
Faster than an axe.
than the barbarian approach. Yes.
Yeah. There was a big haste.
The backup, so to speak, is at least a couple minutes out. Coming
We
down
get
the
out.
elevator, coming down the hallway.
Yeah. To meet them, to go out and are they following us? Is the other side? Are they still stunned? So
No, you effectively stun them, and you could escape if you wanted to run through Soggy Pete's.
yeah, we're gonna escape because who knows if there's sympathizers here with the blood cult. We want to take that chance. Come back with reinforcements, and then take care of business.
I'm gonna play a little game here because of the time of the evening, because they're about 15 till. I play this game called Sherlock Holmes from time to time, where at the very end of the game you get to tell all your clues, it asks a bunch of questions, and then you get points based on whether or not you answered the questions correctly.
This is the game that's entire purpose is to make you feel bad about yourself. I just want to put that out there.
So
And
I love
you
it.
give
I
me,
love
so
this game.
I
give me
want to end
humiliation.
what I'm trying to get is I want to end the mystery here, because I think for all practical purposes, once you involve the rest of your police, your investigation, your part in this is pretty much done.
Right.
We recoup
So
and we like put in our field notes and then justice
yeah,
proceeds kind
so
of
my
thing.
question to you guys is,
Justice.
what was going on?
Okay.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, Mary Beth thinks, at least, that basically Asado were working with this coach or no, the bookie maybe, I don't know. One of those monks at the fighting pit to
Thus
get
Baka.
yeah, those sussy baka
Uh-huh.
to get recruits for disciplings, like moving up in ranks,
Hmm.
and maybe some of them they actually would do that, but some of them ended up with their hearts getting
Some of
blended,
them are
um,
murders.
at least recently for this altar, so that they could do this ritual, and possibly more often, and we just didn't notice it until recently with this particular batch of bodies for some reason. Um, shoot, what else? Um, and obviously Hilden was was working with Brilorp, and they were working with probably the bartender of Soggy Pete's. I feel like he had to know.
What were
And
Yeah.
what were the disciples? What were they doing with the disciples?
I feel like that was kind of their hook for getting people to agree to um what they
Shed
needed
their
to the
right.
surgery, basically. Yeah,
And if it went sour, then they got, like you said, some survive, some go on,
maybe
some
so.
don't, and the ones that don't survive get harvested.
Yeah, and at least recently they were specifically harvesting for this altar thing that they
Which
had
came,
just received
they
3
just got
days.
from the
Yeah,
dock. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why we found these particular bodies.
Do you know
Um,
why? Why they were willing to work with Yusato?
because they think that blood is gross anyway, and people should be purified of it, or something like that, maybe. And also, the strongest rising to the top
Hmm.
and becoming full on cyborgs, and great fighters that are reimbursed with nano that help them uh, fix fighting rounds,
So
boxing times.
you're pretty close. I'm gonna tell you what I had in my head, and I don't think I fed this. This is one of my whole cloths, and I'm not sure I built it properly, but I'm gonna tell you what I had in my head, and that was the Asado. This group was blurp blap was working with the disciples, the children of the true prophet, to get the blood and to harvest the organs in the blood in exchange for the nanites.
Right.
Um, and then and then they were using that for the ritual. Obviously, the blood and the hearts they were using it for the Asado rituals.
Yeah, but these, at least the recent batch, didn't survive it. They're supposed to survive if it's a proper transformation, right?
Yes, that's why I said I didn't build it probably because I probably shouldn't have had them. I probably shouldn't have been so off the cuff with the first thing they do is take the hearts and drain the blood because it kind of sets you on a red herring, an unintentional red herring on my part, which I didn't really intend for you guys to be put down. Because I wanted them to harvest the organ, the heart, and the blood for the ritual, for the asado. And I just kind of knee jerk said, the first thing they get rid of is blood. It probably wasn't the
Mhm.
right improv answer at the time, personally, because I think it did send you down this path where I didn't really intend, where, you know, exactly as you were saying, like, what if it doesn't go wrong? Why wouldn't they just take the heart and the blood and it's just another disciple? Didn't really make a ton
Right.
of a lot of sense because I'm a dumbass. So, um,
It doesn't matter.
but no, that's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
these guys were anemic. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, they were anemic. They didn't check for that first. They just drain their blood, take their heart, and oops, you were never gonna be compatible.
had
Yeah.
some disease. Yeah, we didn't know.
But in my
And,
notes, it's
Clotting.
they were working
Mm.
with the Asato in order to gain access to illegal body modifications and illegal body mod tech, aka those nanites.
Right, like
So,
I said, they were getting nano stuff in return.
so did you learn anything new about the universe?
Well, at the
nanotech is a thing.
no, I feel like I knew that.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
knew
like I
that
would
one.
have known that.
Yeah.
But I feel like this whole fighting pit thing was new to us.
Yeah.
It sure seemed like it was on the DL and that we didn't really properly know about it.
So, the way the end of the session works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 points. 1, you ended the mystery. So 2 experiences. And 2, you guys did really figure out the mystery. I wasn't this is one of the problems with having you guys be detectives is having actual like world ending cataclysmic events is a little harder to
Right.
for me personally to put you just on on the case. If
Right.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. But I
Yeah.
like the format. I like the idea of doing it. I don't know if you guys enjoyed this whole detective type approach to it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. I liked it. I
Um,
really enjoyed it.
It
It
was.
was a nice change of scenery, pace, and different tropes to play
Sadiq
with a little
jumping
bit.
out of the portal of
Sadiq,
portal of
yeah.
nowhere.
Clutch.
Yeah, definite clutch, but because it all adds to how to be malleable with things and not
Mm-hmm.
be so stuck to one type. We can only do it one way.
Well, I like the idea of conflating the use magic and
With super tech.
with the super tech kind of
Mhm.
thing, and you just having it roll weird, which works
Yeah.
fine for me. Um,
X-Files in space.
yeah, I mean exactly, and I that's kind of what I'm trying to go for.
I like that flavor. It's good because we're getting out of. Well, Mosh Week is a lot of fun. We always have fun between our game and Doug's, but it's nice to step out of the typical March of the Week scenario, real life with extraordinary supernatural things going on,
Mm-hmm.
and to transport it into like I said, X-Files in space.
No, that's the perfect. That's the perfect way to put it. That's kind of what in my head I'm trying to aim for. So, no, I hope. Like I said, I think my particular mystery this time was a little cumbersome because I was still trying to figure it out. But
Well, it didn't play that way, I don't think.
well, I hope. Okay.
No, I think the red herring was actually it's a nice it's a good like all the I love British detective shows, and a lot of them you have these like couple of red herrings dangling around, so
Yeah.
there's always like 3 red herrings or at least 2 major ones. So I always like that. Yeah, that's
We thought
fine.
it was much more on the up and up than it was
Yeah.
overall because we thought it was like them working much more with the disciples. Yeah, we basically thought that or at least I thought that they were working more with the disciples than that.
Yeah. I didn't expect the Asado blood cult. That was like, holy
No.
I'm
shit.
glad you like it because I was like, let's just make it weird. I want to play with factions more, and this let me like having these different groups: the Clorns, the Tamtors, the Asados, the disciples of the true prophet. They let me kind of play with the idea of factions. Like a faction wants something, so it's going to interact with another faction to maybe try and procure something or hire them to do a thing so that they don't get their mandibles dirty.
No, it's great, and it's nice to take all these different races. And it's nice to interact with them instead of just, your run of the mill cults that. That's bad in itself, but it's nice to have corns in the side.
Yeah. No, I mean cults are awful. They warp people's minds. They turn people against each other. Cults are terrible.
In my head, if you guys hadn't figured it out, they would have consumed the blood and you were like, does it have any powers? Is it emitting any energy? And I was like, not right now. And my idea was that it would be effectively activated by the blood, and the hallucinogenic that they were mixing in with it, the
Man, I bet that would
puree.
have been pretty though, but not good. Not good.
Yeah, it
Not
would have
pretty.
turned them into like super worms.
Yeah, it would have been Dune Arrakis going on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
But no, I hope you guys
But-
had fun with Tachyon Dreams episode Mission 1, episode 2.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, that was fun.
keep going, see where it goes. If
You guys
Whatever you guys-
escapade. I'll have to figure out better ways to end because I was okay with how it ended, but I wanted something different, and that's nothing that you guys did wrong. I kind of walked you guys into a literal trap, and unfortunately, also locked myself into a improvisational trap in the same time.
No, we got out of it. I mean, at least
No, you
we
did.
figured
100%.
it out. Yeah, it wasn't some kind of divine intervention. So that didn't make sense. So it all worked out. That was just totally like, oh my god, really?
No, when you send them, that was a good opening.
Yeah.
But very good. Lots of fun. Thank you.
Well, guys, I hope you had fun. Just to repeat myself one more
As
time.
always, thank you.
I hope you had a good evening, guys.
Yeah.
You
have a
too.
good one.
Enjoy the rest of it. Thanks.
Night,
Bye-bye.
guys.